Hello everyone, this side is Sharad. So in our previous video, we have seen that how to launch a new virtual machine by using Vagrant. So in this today's session, I will show some of the examples through which you can create virtual machines, and you can also use the provisioners. So how can we do that? That is the today's agenda. Okay, so I will open first of all the files which I have created, this Vagrant files, that is in this directory. And yeah, so I will open this in VS Code, and I will share that how this can be created. So I have created many Vagrant files, so I will go one by one. So yes, in the previous video we installed the virtual machine that was in CentOS 8. So this box, the virtual the Vagrant box is actually is in my local system. Okay, so let's start with the first example. Let me check if this will work. So this is already a directory present here. If you are seeing from the VS Code, so it appearance looks different, so you might be get confused, but the actual directory structure is like this. Okay, so here I have multiple folders, and each one is representing the VM names. So I will go through with the few Vagrant files, not all, just for explaining the things, and we'll launch some of the machines. So the first one is CentOS 8. Let me close it again. CentOS 8 -8. So when I click here, so you can see here the Vagrant file. In this Vagrant file, the configuration is written in a manner that the config VM box should be CentOS 8 version, and this is another uncommented section, means this is enabled. The one private network, this will be created, and the IP will be assigned as a 192.168.33.10. Okay, and there are the other things is also written, like this is a provision. So we can use the provision like a shell, ansible, chef, docker, puppet. It is written here as well in the commented section. It is explaining, it is already explained here. So how to call this provision? Then you have to write the config vm provision, then shell inline, and then after that in the shell commands you can write it down. So I'm using the yum because it is CentOS 8, and then this is closer. So shell from it is open, then this is close here. And the one thing extra is done, that it is a VM network, one private network, additional is given. So what I'm talking exactly, let me show about this network thing. So I have opened this is in a stopped state, it should be. Now when you click on this network tab, you can see there's a 4 network adapters are available. So the first one is with the NAT, network address translation. So this network adapter is already configured when we launched the machine, the VM. And so I'm talking about this one. This adapter will be enabled by this config VM network, private network, this section, and it will also allot an IP address. Similarly, let me go to the other configs. Okay, so here something is in loop. So let's start the first one, the Vagrant file, this one, and let's try to spin a machine. Okay, so in code, there's a feature, right? Just click on terminal, then new terminal, and it exactly down here at this bottom section you can see the one terminal is open. Actually it is a Windows PowerShell, because I'm using a Windows machine, so it is Windows PowerShell. If you are using the Mac or Linux, so you will get the Bash shell here. Okay, so I'm exactly at the same folder location. and for just testing I written the pwd command. Yeah, so command is working, and I have some folders. I will go inside in that folder. Let's go to single VM folder. I'm clearing it because so that it should be visible to you all. Now ls okay, single VM sent to a set. So one. Okay, so this is a Vagrant file, and now I will run the Vagrant Up command. You can do similar things from by opening the PowerShell through run. Okay, so just open it here, directly go to this the folder. So you have to create the folder if you're coming from my last session, the previous video. Sorry, that's my bad. Okay, now same thing you can do here as well, writing a Vagrant Up command here. You can write down and hit, and either you can do directly from the code terminal as well. Both are same. So I run this from the terminal because last time I have already shown that how I was doing this command from the PowerShell, the same interface. Now in today's session, I'm showing it through the code in the terminal from the code. Okay, so actually it is the PowerShell itself. So this Vagrant file is started. Now I got something to allow. Yes. Okay, it is popping up to allow the interface. Let's see, I have not updated any other thing. So here it is started running, and you can see there's a two interfaces here, adapter 1 and adapter 2. These are two network adapters. And sorry, this is the video recorder. Okay, so it is still running on. It will finish the job in a while, and then we can see that. So in this example, we are trying to show that you can add a network, and through the provision you can also do the installation. So you can see that it's through the shell provisioners. I directly, while the system is booting, and while we launch this machine, so these yum commands which was written in the shell, it also get executed. So let it finish this all commands, so we can see. Let's go back again. This is the syntax. Just configure, do config. That's a Ruby completely. And if you're wondering, if you want to know more about how can I add, because this is not a magical number, it is somewhere should be documented. And for this, go to the Vagrant website. Go to the Vagrant website, and here you have a documentation. Click on the docs, and this is the Vagrant file section. Click here, and you can see there the 1 2 3 4 files, some tips and tricks is written. So from here I have picked all those parameters. So the parameter which was defined like config VM network, you can see here. Let me search config.vm.network. It is here. So configure networks on the, please see the networking page for this more information. If you click here, then you will see more points and more descriptions. You can go, and similarly like config box. So basically you have to go and read the documentation. And these all are not magically coming, nothing you have to remember by heart, but you should be good to read the official documentation. It is good in practice. Okay, so it looks like this VM is created, and we have installed the what we have, the things we installed. One httpd, then we started the httpd, then there's a git is also there inside in a machine. So this is running, and now I want to, let me close this, it is confusing me here. Let me do the Vagrant SSH from Vagrant SSH. Now I'm logging into this machine. Taking time, let's wait. Yeah, I'm there now. So I said the git, right? So to find out if the git is installed or not, yes, it is installed. Is the httpd services running or not? Let's see. Let me do sudo su. Now I'm a power user, systemctl status httpd. Yeah, this is up and running, and let me check its IP address. Yeah, so it got the IP 192.168.33.10, and if you see here, we have also mentioned this is 192.1. So same IPs came here. Let me check, because this is configured, right? This I'm not sure if it is accessible. I just today I started recording the session. There is no homework, it is directly from the scratch. Okay. Oh man, better I should type 192.168.33.10. Let's see. Oh, nice. So we got the page, and that was a very simple way to do this, right? Another example, okay, here I have put it all my GitHub, this in the GitHub, actually, these files. Okay, so next is, let's go to the another next example. So this machine is created. Now let's destroy, otherwise it will consume the hardware spec. So now I run the command vagrant destroy. Sorry, I'm in the wrong side. I have to let me exit. Now I'm in the PowerShell, and vagrant destroy. It will destroy the virtual machine, this one. All right, so let's move to the another one. I will close this, and you can see this, the CentOS -8 is given. I think before it get completely destroyed, you can see this CentOS -8. This is what the virtual machine is. Okay, the next is another almost similar. There's a hyphen is not given, so this is for just demonstration purpose. What I did, nothing here. Let's just remove all those configs. Commented one. So I was practicing, so I just thought to share you with you guys everything here. Nothing I did, it just I made very simple. Everything is same. I'm not seeing any other changes. Yeah, very plain and simple. I remove all those commented. Let's skip to the next one. And then this is Jenkins box, and how it has been used. So okay, there's a very minimal configuration. Means I commented, means I have removed all these commented lines. Now let's see this, how it is written. It is written like config VM provider virtual box. Specifically, we are writing down the VM provider virtual box here. Then if you see the previous one, I think, let me show this one, it is also the same. Here we are not defining any provider name. Here specifically is written, if in case it is your other provider, so you can mention here. So this is just for showing an example. You have to replace this. Now the VBox name, and you can also define the CPU and the memory. You can see this VBS CPU 2. Let me put it 1. It will be too much. Just for showing the example, that is enough. So one CPU 10241 GB of RAM, and same VM box and visit. The name of a web host, this virtual machine host name will be Jenkins 01. again I use this. Now here you can see the config VM version provision, sorry. VM provision is shell, and I'm directly calling this is URL, like. Now the thing is, you whatever, if you have a script which is hosted in remote machine or remote location, right? But when I say remote machine, you must have access directly without any authentication. So first is you can see that in this script, very simple, I have just clubbed all these commands here. And so what it is doing, let's have a few seconds of look. Okay, few fast seconds of look, like yum install wget, yum install y, OpenJDK, user add Jenkins, mkdir, chon Jenkins. So now it will create a service file here. It will move system daemon reload, and at the end it will enable the SLNX. It is already done. So this is just clubbing. I just clubbed and just for a show demo purpose. Now again, let's run for this. Okay, it was asking, do you want to? Yes, I want to destroy. Now it is done, and let's go back to the one Jenkins box, and we'll try to spin Vagrant Up. And let me leverage some time because it is in between the battery is going down. Let me put the adapter. Okay, I'm back. Just now I plug in the power adapter of laptop. Now you can see that it is running a script. It is the shell script which is hosted remotely in GitHub, and from there it is taken the reference and installing this all those packages, and it will also do some configuration. This is the way to use the provision for the shell especially. So in the provisioners section, you can see that it is a shell, and from here you can get all the details, how to use, what are the commands you can, what are the parameters you can use. And there are some good examples are already written here, so you can see and take the reference. Okay, so I think it will take time. Let's wait for it. So let it finish, and we will go to the another one, and it looks like it will take time. This time there are some others. These are just an example. All are from, so let me show the examples here. What I did, and that there's a JFrog artifactory sent to us here. This is another folder. You can see this one, and here we have inside rather than keeping this script remotely, I place this script here locally in the system, and then I'm using it here. You can see the script. Let me open the background file first, and let me go. Yeah, so you can see here. Let me reduce the number. CPU 1 and 1 GB memory is enough. Then the name is Artifactory01, same VirtualBox, private network, VM provision shell, and the path is this is the local path. So here in this local path, this script is written. What it do? It will install the Artifactory JFrog, and it is simple script, shell script, and calling from here. So similarly, you can also make a shell script and just run. Let's go to another example. That's the same MariaDB. Let's see the method. Okay, in this method if you are, let me go back, you should not be get confused. This is a folder, okay? There's the two machines, sorry, two scripts, Vagrant file and one script is there. In Vagrant file, it is written in a manner, you can see that this is the one block and this one is another block, right? So what we are doing here, this is MariaDB server 01. That's too much. Okay, and config VM box here, MariaDB 01. Okay, this is another machine having this config, and it says config.vm provision. Then the method is, what I'm doing here, I have declared the, what is this, placeholder, right? So in a looping way it will go like s.path, s.args. Okay, so this is the password, and this script actually needs some parameters. So just to show that just to use this parameter, like for example, if I run this and the first field it is required, that is my new root password. If you're familiar with, so it is already written root new password dollar required to give new root password, use -n. This is a script, and this is a way also you can do it. When if your script requires any field to give during uh, running the command, so this can be done like this. The argument, if you want to pass the argument, you can give in this manner. So it is as args here. So another example is already written here, you can see this. So that's all for single virtual machine today. Let me check, there are some MultiVM POC environment. So I think that is good for now, and I will share this configurations in GitHub. Let me check if it is not private. Right now I will make it public, and you guys can also use this all examples. So let me check how much it is done till now on terminals. Still going on, still going on. So let's wait. I will wait for a few more minutes. Okay, so let's see some other examples. Like this one is a single virtual machine I've shown. So what we have seen, that how can we run the shell script as a provisioner in the machine, in the virtual machine from the Vagrant by using the Vagrant. One I shown through the remote script is present, and then we are calling through the shell provision. Then another one is we are keeping the shell in the same directory inside of the virtual box, Vagrant box. Here, then another one is to just directly hit the command from command, from the shell provision like this. Okay, so I will show some more examples that you can try out. So this example is like a multi-virtual machine. So example 01. So here in example 01, you can see that this is a loop. Actually, basically it is this example completely in a loop. So here's a looping block. So this one is as a list, VM name, web01, mysql01, ftp01. So these three machines will be created, and to call this list, so this is the variable name, do VM name dot each. So this is the VM name, then each do, this is a loop actually, config dot VM define, then define your virtual machine, the name, and it will create a box. Sorry, it will use the box CentOS 8, and the three CentOS machine will be get created. Let's go to another example, example number 2. In this, you can see that the same thing is, each having the block here. So separately is given. write config vm define, and this is the end here, the do, and this is a small and block and do and end here. This block is this is for one virtual machine, and you can see the name is web. Then this is another virtual machine, and you can separately configure it. So the idea is to we can use the multiple blocks to define the virtual machine. And if you have a custom requirement, like here you can see that here in this I'm using CentOS 8, and here I'm using the box Debian host 64, and there's another one is FTP. So this is like FreeBSD I'm calling. So separate blocks you can also create for a multi-VMs. Above one was some different, means same type of same boxes, no other network, everything was same. Here you can see in another example, this addresses are also different, IP addresses are different even. So this is the way, another way to define the multiple virtual machines. Let's go to example 03. Let's, and the background file, you can see that again the method is we just called through the loop. Sorry, this is a list, and we're calling here the loop. We are using the loop here, and this is called variable. This everything defined. Then what we have mentioned, this is if block is also going on here, and inside the if, then this is a loop actually. And now this sorry, this is not a loop actually, this one is special. Let's go to another example, example 03. Here in the Vagrant file you can see that this is the list, web 01 mysql 01 ftp 01. What is mentioned here, if this VM name, if it is a ftp 01, use the CentOS 8, else use the CentOS 7. Means only the ftp 01 will be launched with CentOS 8, and other than ftp 01, web 01 and mysql 01 will be launched with OS CentOS 7. This is the way of writing as well, conditional. So if else, so this is a Ruby code actually, Ruby syntaxes. Let me check Ubuntu trustee what will have. Yeah, simple way of writing is also like just define, and just define the name of machine, and the two will come. So if I want to define third machine, I say my machine 3, so this will come. So same box, same OS version, and the 3 will. So rather than defining like, you can also define like this, but if you have like 100 machines, or if you have, I'm just giving an example, 100 machines in the local laptop, your laptop is not able to take the load too much. If multiple machine, I'm saying, rather than putting all this, you can go with the loops method, which is defined here. That is good. A few lines of code, rather just putting, writing again and again is not a good idea. So in today's session, so what you can do for practice, this launch this single virtual machine and provision in multi VMs. Also, you can define those provisioners inside and do this. So it is easy. And let me check, is it done or not yet. Jenkins is completed. I think this is completed. This was a single machine, and here's the IP address. It should be, I'm not checked it. Yeah, so installation is done. It is just plain simple. There's a further installation instruction. You can do that just for showing the demo. You got the idea, right? So how to do this. And let me take an opportunity to launch one single virtual machine as multi virtual machines. We'll see an example. There are three machines with the same. Let's go for example one. In this case, cd MultiVM. Let me see anyone good one to use. There are too many. Let's do the first one. That is fine. You can test out. All are tested in my local machine. Okay, so here we have example 01. Let's go for this one. So according to this, we have three machines, and this will be finished in a while. CentOS 8. Vagrant Up. Let's wait. The three boxes will be created. 1, 2, 3. All are created now. All are just coming. One by one, all will come, and this will be ended. Okay, so this script is finished now. We can see this in the virtual box, right? The web01, mysql01, ftp01, this example01, then web01, example01, mysql01, like this same. So this is the another way to, in a loop you can launch a multi virtual machine. So I have already shown you the examples, and just run those. It will work. And for any kind of environment, if you want to set, you can do it. And generally we use the multi-VMs because to set up your development environments you need a multi-VMs. So yeah, that's all for today. And this GitHub is now this GitHub repo is now available. You can download uh, this repository in your local system and do the practice. I will mention this link in the description box of this video. Yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have learned something new in the Vagrant. Yep, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Have a great day. Be happy. Keep smiling. Thank you.